Back to Giannis here for a second. Back to Giannis, because the Bucks are 1-4, and the Warriors are about to enter a 5-game or head on the road today for a 5-game road trip. And it starts in Houston, who beat the Dallas Mavericks last night. They beat our boy Klay Thompson, held him to just 8 field goal attempts. Luka was off. Luka came out the game.
What are we doing?
Luka was gunning, and I was like, oh, bad Luka showed up today. Bad Luka showed up, and he was gunning. And look, he's not in shape right now. You can just tell. He's using the first month or two of the season to get in shape. That's Luka. He admits it, I think. But they got rolled yesterday by the Rockets, man. The Rockets held their own. So this is going to be an interesting game. Interesting game tomorrow night with Dylan DeVilla and Fred VanVleet. Shea Goons playing very good basketball. Tony Easton off the bench is an athletic big. Jabari Smith Jr., we know about him. He can handle the ball. One of those stretch 4s, stretch 3s. So, look, this is going to be a tough game tomorrow. Warrior fans, 888-957-9570. The Giannis conversation, we can still talk about that. What's your thoughts on the Giannis situation? Obviously, everybody would. I would love to hear from a Warrior fan who wouldn't want Giannis Antetokounmpo. If you just want to stay the course with this roster right now, would you want to stay the course with this roster? I want to see this roster through for at least the first 25 games. I want to see what we have first. Because what if Kuminga is a star? And all of a sudden, he pops off the screen. Well, you know what? I have to just roll with that.
What if Kuminga is a star? That's a very, that's a loaded question.
It's what if. It's what if. What if he's a star?
Well, okay, then let me ask you this one then. While Steph Curry is here, can you envision Jonathan Kuminga making the leap to a 22-point-a-game score, which is very difficult? I'm not saying this flippantly.
He was at 16 points last year, but I look at it from January 1st when he started getting consistent minutes. He was at 20.
Okay.
He was at 20 from January 1st on.
Maybe I'm splitting hairs here, but can we get?
Yeah. I mean, but you want like that impact 25. I know he's going to be a bucket.
25 is tough. You're talking like top 12 guys in the league. You know what I mean?
You're playing 12 guys. And it's not only just the points, though. I think we get so caught up in the offense defensively where he's at. Is he locking down dudes on the perimeter? Is he grabbing more rebounds? Is he running the floor well? The last 2 games against the Pelicans, I thought he held his own. I thought he was the better player than Brandon Ingram. And they're thinking about paying Brandon Ingram over $200 million. Kuminga borderline punked Ingram in the last 2 nights at Chase Center. Punked him. I mean, just did what he wanted to do. And I've seen this before against Brandon Ingram with Kuminga a couple seasons ago. So Kuminga's playing well. You got Pods playing well. So, but I want to know what Warrior fans want to see in this road trip here. Other than winning games, what are you looking forward to on this road trip if they are fully healthy with Steph and Curry?
I'm very interested to see how their rotation of bigs can continue to build on what we've seen early on in the season. You know, there were a couple of flat games for TJD where it just, whatever, like it didn't feel like it was clicking. And then all of a sudden, boom, he pops. And I felt like they made it a point of emphasis to kind of get him the ball. Like, can Looney sustain what he's got going? I'm looking at the West as a whole, and I'm like, you're going to need these bigs at some point. There's obviously Joker, and there's obviously going to be the Anthony Davis matchup that's going to be staring you in the face at some point. And then you look at what, Dallas, who you referenced earlier, they've got 2 bigs that can run the floor and are really, they're kind of more lob threat, dunk threats, but that's what gives them kind of fits right now. You got Wemby that you're going to have to see at some point. So I know we're obsessed about scores. I'm very worried about the bigs. Just as we start seeing some of these other matchups play. Yep. Like Şengün's a great example. Like
Şengün's tough.
He's a very skilled player. Who's guarding him?
Well, it'd be TJD and it'd be Looney.
You don't think Dre?
And Draymond. Those 3 guys right there.
Yeah,
you may get a little slow-mo. Although I don't know how physical slow-mo can get with Şengün, but you may get slow-mo on him at times. But it'd obviously be the rotating 3 here with Looney, TJD, and Draymond Green. That's on Şengün. Şengün's a tough player. Then you got Jalen Green. Now you got the perimeter. That's why it's important to get DeAnthony Melton, Andrew Wiggins, and Kuminga. Like, they got to defend Jalen Green. He's an explosive 2-guard who really came on late last season under Ime Udoka. It's going to be a fun road trip. 888-957-9570 is the number. 888-957-9570 is a number. I guess we can do shameless shout-outs next hour, because we had Sparky on. It kind of derailed everything here with Sparky. Not derailed the show, but, we had him on and we kind of pushed the break back here. So we can't do shameless shout-outs. Somebody's asking here, 510. We're going to do shameless shout-outs today. Go ahead, shout-out. If you got some shout-outs here, we can get that rolling over the next 30 minutes here. Spinoni, what you got?
We pivoted. We didn't panic.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing, right?
We pivoted.
We're reacting to new information.
Ariel, Palo Alto. I want to hear from him.
Hi,
Ariel, what's going on, man? You're on the roast.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Hey. So, real quick, I just know, Bonta, you asked kind of what we're waiting to see from the Warriors. I just want to see where kind of the past and the future kind of meet in the middle. Pods has definitely shown he's that type of player that he can fit in pretty much our system. Kuminga has been playing great. I want to keep him. I really hope he sticks around. But, he has to kind of show that patience, like his game is developing great. I really want him to stay. But, yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. Thank you, guys.
What do you think about that?
The patience? I mean, does he mean offensively, the patience? I feel like he's actually shown a level of patience because he's been more willing to pass the ball and pass up certain shots. I do think that the three-point thing's kind of in his head now, like that the team wants to shoot more threes, and his shot don't look great right now. It's kind of flat.
It's 5
games.
games.
You're going to have streaks throughout the year, but I think the path for him to start feeling it from beyond the arc is putting pressure on the rim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt. And look, man, I think it's 5 games in. The shot will come around. But just getting your game right in the offensive flow, running the floor, going to the rim, putting pressure on the rim. That's what I want to see right now for Jonathan Kuminga. Well, how about this? 415 Comcast Business Text Line. Very interesting. No. His name is No. He always texts us. In my opinion, Warriors ought to not sell their farm depth for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Warriors stayed the course with their squad and did acquiring a poor man's Bogut for less than $15 million along the way is best for this team. 888-957-9570. Do you want to sell the farm for Giannis Antetokounmpo? I'm kind of with no. I want to stay the course. And the Bogut situation, when they traded Monte Ellis for Bogut, originally, and he didn't even play after the trade, you're thinking, oh boy, he got Bogut. Is he damaged goods? Bogut was probably the best defensive center the Warriors have had under Steve Kerr. He was excellent. Draymond Green and Bogut together were unbelievable. So a poor man's Bogut on this roster, I kind of like your thought process there. No. Right now, I'm kind of with you. I kind of want to stay the course here.
Well, I mean, but the other element of Bogut was the passing. He was
excellent.
Elite passer. So it's hard to find over 7-footer, nasty and as physical as Bogut, and who also had the ball skills. I don't know. I think it's easy to say, like, find that guy. Like,
no,
who?
but it's the thought though. Yeah, no doubt, it's hard to find a guy like that. I don't think he's saying that at all. Like, hey, they just grow on trees. Superstars don't grow on trees. Shooters don't grow on trees. You obviously got to dig a little deeper and find that guy. But I like that thought process of if we could find somebody similar to Bogut, I would rather go that route. And then let's evaluate the situation. But I'm kind of with him in terms of let's stay the course right now. Everybody's having fun with the Warriors. Pods was just on the show yesterday. I love where Pods' game is at. He had a hell of a game the other night against the Pelicans. Jonathan Kuminga's coming around and showing tremendous professionalism. Andrew Wiggins is coming out of the gate. Boom, he's balling. Buddy Hield is taking his region by storm and making us sort of forget about the yesteryears of Klay Thompson. So selling the farm now, Uncle Gene. He's with no. He doesn't want to sell the farm. So who wants to sell the farm? We talk about this all the time. Do you want to trade all the depth for Giannis Antetokounmpo? Do you want to go star hunting here or keep the depth and try to find cheaper options that fit this team? Because it is about fit. We're learning that, man. You can't just throw anybody in this. Kelly Oubre Jr. on line one. Thought you'd go get an athletic playmaker? Nah, it doesn't always work out for you.
Okay. We also have, Giannis to Oubre.
No, I'm not comparing the two, Shasky. I'm just talking about the fit. Say, we just can't throw athletic players and just bring a player because he's got like everybody wanted Zach LaVine. How was Zach LaVine fit in this system?
Those are all like very lesser players.
No, I understand that.
Giannis
I understand that. But obviously Damian Lillard is a superstar, right?
Well, I doubted that.
Obviously he's not working in
doubted
Milwaukee,
his status as a superstar.
But a lot of people didn't think that. They thought, my God, the pick and roll, Sparky just said it. The pick and roll with Giannis and Dame, it's going to be unstoppable. Actually, it's been very guardable.
Well, Dame can't play without the ball, and so anyway, look, there's a variety of things.
Look, I can't believe this. 5-1-0. It's a hard pass for me. Want to see this roster through. Giannis's best days are behind him. Now, I don't know about that. But a lot of people are having fun with this roster right now. Now, maybe it changed after the 5-game road trip. Maybe it changes.
I'm trying to think the last time a team traded for like a bona fide superstar and it worked out.
Anthony Davis.
That's the one, right?
And even they had their shortcomings.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, they've also won a championship, and they've
gone to a conference finals, and then that's about it. I mean, I think it's been that. They won a title. It's been successful no matter what because they won a title.
That's one situation,
That's
right?
one, though.
Okay,
and you had the greatest player of all time potentially with him in LeBron James. So
we'll see about Cat in New York, and we'll see about Randall and DiVincenzo in Minnesota. Kyrie so far is working out in Dallas. Has Kevin Durant for Brooklyn and Phoenix worked out yet?
No, it's been underwhelming.
Very underwhelming. Bridges going to Brooklyn. Going to break that apart.
I don't think he's even close to the star, but the big man that the Celtics traded for a couple years ago. Come on.
Al Horford?
No, the big tall guy. The shooter. Come on. He was hurt at the finals last year.
Porzingis.
Thank you. And they got Drew Holiday. I mean, that's a pretty damn good trade.
Good trade.
I wouldn't call him a superstar,
right,
but he's the type of player, like, that was an unbelievable trade for them. Unbelievable.
How many losses over the road trip would you guys consider a bad versus good road trip? Well, it depends how they lose, if they do lose. How does it look? How does it look? I think that's important. That's the question I have. How does it look? So what if they go into Boston and lose by 5, and it's a late game, they hit some free throws, but it's a nip-and-tuck game all the way through? I would feel good about that loss.
They just got to stack wins. If they can go 2 or 3-2, 2-3 or 3-2, I think that would be a big win for me on this road trip. Big win.
Interesting. Warriors could pick up Steven Adams as our poor man's big. He's with Houston right now.
He's really old.
He's getting up there. How old is Steven Adams?
I feel like he's been in the league a long time. He also
31.
31 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys because he's been around for so long. We think he's way older than he is.
It's like George Clooney.
And he's
been
hurt the last couple of years, so you forgot about him.
Yeah, he's looked 50 for the last 50 years, and so he still looks young.
The king-size Kiwi.
He's only 31.
It's only 31 years old.
That's incredible.
See his box out he had? He just threw Wemby the other day.
Yes.
Just threw him out of the way.
That Memphis series, I could take game 6. My vantage point from the tunnel in that series, I say, wow, this is grown man basketball. Like, this was like Wiggins and Looney, Adams, Clark. I mean, it was like, wow. Like, you had to be a grown-ass man to play that basketball game, and the Warriors outlasted the Grizzlies. But the physicality that was displayed, because Steven Adams, man, trying to box him out, and the fact that Looney was able to grab 20-plus rebounds in that basketball game, it's like, damn. That was like going back to the hood. We're not calling fouls. We're just going to box out. And if you can't handle it, get off the damn court.
We used to play a game at night where on the Covey and Shasky late night show called The Magical Quest. And if you were going to go on a magical quest with athletes around the world, who would be a part of your super team to win this magical quest to go, take on the world and all the monsters and everything? And Haloti Ngata and Steven Adams were on my team.
Haloti Ngata, shout out to him, Oregon Duck.
You're telling me Steven Adams wouldn't be perfect on a magical quest?
Yeah,
he absolutely would be.
All right, 888-957-9570.
Bonta does not know what I'm talking about.
I'll just try to get to the news report. You just keep talking.
Ow!
Macklin Celebrity. Sharks are getting healthy, folks, after winning 3 games in a row, beating the Blackhawks last night. I've been trying to circle the calendar to find a date to go down to the Sharks game. Sharks game. You ever been to a Sharks game?
Of course I have.
When's the last time you've been to a Sharks game?
Oh, probably like 5, 6 years ago.
Oh, man, you got to get down there.
It's been a long time.
You have to get down there. Man, Warrior fans, would you want to sell the farm for Giannis? 888-957-9570. Dude, I'm on this, man. I'm 888-957-9570. Do you want to make a deal for Giannis, man? Do you want to sell the farm? I think Warrior fans are filling this roster, and I'm with them. I want to see this thing through instead of going star hunting all the time. I didn't want Paul George. Didn't want marketing. You know what? Let's make it 3 for 3. I may not want Giannis on this roster, but I just may not.
I mean, you also have to bake in that, like at the end of this year, let's say Kuminga gets a $35 million contract or a $40 million contract from somewhere else. Like, you're going to have to match that, right? Yep. So, like, it's not just like, hey, he's making a little bit of money this year. Like, let's just stay the course. You also have to make a decision on him.
Sign and trade.